Jacob Stevens, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good, man. Hey, thanks for round eight works report, race report. We've had a few days to settle. I don't know about you, but it took me a long time to get some of the points stuff off the works site. Did you have any trouble?
No, I was right on today. I did it, maybe half an hour ago. Pulled
Yeah,
everything up.
I struggled the last 2 days. I like to get ahead on some of the writings for the report,
Yeah.
and I didn't get any of the information I needed until the tonight, right before we started here. So I'm just having some Wi-Fi or internet connection issues. But it was a tough race in Mesquite, huh?
Yeah. No, it was definitely not something that we all would have expected to happen, I guess.
Well, from the report I got, the heat was unbearable.
Yeah. I heard it was real hot, especially on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I did get to speak to your dad, and he was not happy because
Yeah.
he melted out there, and as bad as it was for him, he said the guys racing were it was even worse for them.
Yeah. No, I believe it, especially with how tough that track is and, how rough it got. The heat was definitely a tough factor on top of it.
Well, Torey Mataijich clinched and won her eighth race of the year because it was round eight in Mesquite. So she's one round away from being perfect in the women's pro class. Um, Heidi was second, and um,
It's Donna in third, right?
Donna was in third. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donna. I knew the answer, but yeah, Donna was in third. That's the one class I didn't get the points breakdown on for the year, but Tori clinched,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure who's actually in third. It's probably a fight between Donna and Lane.
Yeah.
Who's going to be second in that class.
Yeah.
I did have a chance to look at the Open A class and the Production A class.
Mm-hmm.
Cole locked it up in the production, and um, Ryan Hilt
Yep. Ryan Hilt.
is the one that won the Open A class.
Yep.
There's a battle for third in the Open A class, but in the Production A class, all three of the top spots are clinched and locked, with Cole in first and um, Gage in second and Steadman in third.
Yep.
Is that what you got to?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
what I got.
They seem to have some pretty good they seem to have some pretty good races in those classes through the weekend. A
Yeah. It
couple of
looked
guys
like
had problems, which
yeah, some problems for sure. It looked like Gage took the production, or no, it wasn't Gage, it was Ivan.
yeah,
He took the production A win this weekend. Cole in second, which gave him the championship, and then Gage in third. And then Steadman and
Steadman had a DNF.
yeah, fourth and fifth had DNFs. So it was just those
But it
three that
locked him
finished.
in, but it locked Steadman into the third place in the points,
Yeah.
because fourth place can't catch him.
Yeah.
Just it just took his ability to fight for second or third, or
Yeah.
for second away from, kind of a
Yeah.
bummer deal for him.
Yeah, no, it is
Like I
tough,
said,
especially when you got a race to go and you just kind of there's nothing you can do. So that's definitely a tough position to be in always, and guess you just put your head down and start focusing on next season.
yeah, in those two classes, the only spot that's open for a podium finish is the Open A class for third.
Yeah,
There's a four rider battle for that class.
and it's
Um,
it's
I say it's a four rider battle.
it's between it's Wyatt Rock is in that battle too, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it might be
Yeah,
a
no, no.
four-rider. It's a three-rider battle in that class.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The four-rider battle is in the Pro-Am class.
Yes. Which looks like Gage Leaver's
And you get
gonna run away with that one for the rest
he
of the
already
year.
locked it up. Well,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
technically he hasn't locked it up.
he
He's got a
has to
25-point
finish.
lead.
Yeah.
And if he scores 0 points and Laney gets first, they tie and he gets the points break because he's got the first win.
Yeah.
He's also got more wins.
Yeah.
Because that would be her only win, would be the final, and they go by the first win. So his first win is rounds before that. So
Yeah.
he would lock up the tie. He's basically locked up the
Yeah.
title.
He's
No
just
matter
gotta
what
go out
happens, he
and
doesn't have
go
to
out and
show up
finish.
technically.
Yeah.
But the Fryars, brother and sister, are in that battle for second,
Mm-hmm.
and Steadman is in there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Rick Ellsworth he's the long shot in the group, but if something happens to those three, he could pop in there and pull off a second because he's only 4 points behind.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's 4.
That's what I got is 4 points.
Yeah,
What do
4
you?
points. Yep, 4 points.
Yeah, I mean they're all right there.
Yeah, it's definitely close. I mean that class is definitely the closest in points that I've seen looking through the points. And it's kind of crazy. Everybody had their bad races, everybody had their breakdowns, and everybody had their good races. So Gage keeping it consistent all year round and kind of basically locking up the championship around early is good for him. And the rest of them just go out and ride your race and see where you finish out, try to lock down that second spot.
Exactly. And that's what they're going to do. And with Cole having a problem the round before that helped Gage clinch the deal. And then Cole didn't seem to finish that well in the Pro-Am this race.
Yeah,
finished a little farther back. That's why he dropped.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what had happened. I was looking at the lap times, and from the looks of it, he pulled the whole shot, led the first 2 laps, and then just completely dropped off. Looked like he was rolling around for 2 laps, and then kind of picked it back up, but really wasn't riding 100%. So I didn't get anything on what had happened to him. But I mean, hey, Gage passed for second on lap 3 and just kind of walked away with it. So.
Yeah, and he's been steady. He's probably getting some coaching from the old man Bo as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Helping him figure it out because he's came on super strong here at the end of the year.
Yeah, very strong. He's definitely had this after the summer break. He's definitely picked it up a lot and put him in the position to win the championship.
Right. As we roll into the conversation with the pro class, what a race that was.
What a
and
race.
how it all broke down.
Yeah.
Let's go back and start with the Logan Huff and Austin Turner. Neither one of those guys got finishes.
Yeah. Yeah, they
and
both
they're
didn't.
Usually pretty automatic getting at least a finish.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah. I'm not sure what had happened to Huff.
I don't know what happened
Bike
to
broke
Logan.
down.
Did you get word from him?
I didn't get any word from him. My assumption would be some sort of mechanical failure. Same with Austin Turner. Probably, I mean, there was both on the third lap, so I don't know if it was maybe the heat, maybe they were under the weather, bike problems. I'm not too sure, but Logan and Austin, specifically Logan, he's usually the he's a tough dude, and he pushes through a lot of problems. So must have been something detrimental that he couldn't have finished the race.
Yeah, kind of bothered me. His equipment is pretty sound most of the time as well. So
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that a little bit further and find out exactly what happened to him. Your other crazy deal is Bo.
Yeah. Yeah. So he had his
Goes to
he
the hybrid.
goes to the hybrid, comes out second, rides second all the way until lap 7, gets passed for third, rides third in lap 7 and 8, and then finishes in fourth and on lap 9. His exhaust broke off, so he definitely lost a little power there. And from what I heard, he was just kind of struggling with the hybrid setup all weekend, and um, you know, this close with the points battle, you'd think that he'd just go back to what works, right? Like stick to what is already figured out and what he's won championships on, and now Travis is 7 points behind him in the championship, which is it's winnable, you know. We got one more round to go, and we got 7 points difference separating first and second, and I think
Yeah,
Braxton's only about 10 points behind Travis. So I mean, anything's possible at this point.
he's 9 points back.
Yeah, yeah, just crazy.
So being 9 points back is nothing. I mean, a bobble in any one of those three spots, and the order could reverse. You could have an 11-time champ, or you could have a first time champ in Travis Damon, or a first time champ out of your rookie Braxton Gross.
Yeah,
Which it's totally feasible for them to do that. We're not even talking about the outsider that came in and really separated the
I
points, though.
hats off to hats off to Max Lindquist.
With
What a show he put on at Mesquite. What a show. I in my opinion, he earned the MVP award at Mesquite, coming out just about dead last, and he worked his way all the way through the pack up to second. I mean, he went from I think 50 seconds down off Braxton. He finished 24 seconds behind him on the last lap.
Yeah, you give him another lap, he probably would have passed him.
Yeah, he was cooking. He was coming fast. Had the fastest lap of the whole race.
I know we got a delay, so we're sorry about that.
Yeah, the delay's weird, but yeah, no, he
Yeah, everything I heard that yeah,
go ahead.
you go.
Okay. Yeah, no, fastest lap of the race, charged all the way through. I mean, racer of the weekend, in my opinion. He really did a great job.
The strength that he had rolling from as far back as he is, being a motocross guy, learning how to ride off road, being frustrated with how it went, in the round before that. And as he came back out, I don't think he likes the heat. I think he's comes from a more of a fair climate that doesn't have to deal with a lot of heat. So for him to battle through the heat like that and to go that fast, and I also was told that they took out a portion of the motocross track, which would have ultimately benefited him to leave it in.
Yeah,
So, that maybe they should look out in Taft, because I think Taft is a floppy track and it's going to be fast. And it could, Max has told me he's going. It could lend himself to have a great race and possibly win and upset the whole balance at the last round.
yeah, 100%. And Taft is one of those tracks that is very motocrossy, even in the desert. It's very, it's not too rough, which, in my opinion, Max succeeds in the rough stuff. Obviously, he proved it here at Mesquite. And but it is very motocrossy. It's tight, it's technical. The motocross track is real fast. You know, it's going to be good. I think that he has the capability of winning. And Taft's going to be one of those tracks that I could see him doing it at. And with the show he put on at Mesquite, I mean, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. He does do a lot of training in Florida, a lot of heat training in Florida, and a couple of the nationals in July and August. those races are hot. Loretta's, it's always hot and humid and gross at Loretta's. So he does have some experience in the heat, but it's different when you come out here and it's 110 degrees and you're just baking out there in the sun.
With the amount of points that he gained in these last 2 rounds, he could put himself in the top 7 in points for the year with another podium finish because of the amount of points scored. That's kind of crazy
That's
to
crazy.
see. Also, I wanted to ask you, have you heard anything about Kenny Sanford? This is another
No.
no-show.
Yeah, I saw that. Another no-show. I haven't. Actually, I meant to ask my dad about that. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's an injury or if he's just kind of taking a break or what, but I was shocked to see that he wasn't lining up for this round either. I saw Cody lined up. He had a pretty decent finish, top 5, and I was just surprised to see Cody or Kenny out there.
Rumor that I heard is that Kenny will probably be back next year, which doesn't make any sense if he's not showing up. And I heard that Cody could possibly not be coming back. It doesn't calculate for me, but you never know.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on. I've said in the previous episodes that it's tough what those boys do every weekend, and it's very physically and mentally draining. To show up at the track on Thursday, set your whole tent up, start working on tires, doing blocks from sun up to sundown every day, and then on top of that, they got to do their bike maintenance, wash their bikes, ride their bikes, and then go out on Sunday and race a full 90-minute pro moto. It's very draining, and I'm sure that you know not saying that could be the reason why, but maybe they're just at a point where they need a little break or take a step away from it for a little bit and focus on their health and maybe come back next season and see what they can do, or the season after, or anything like that.
Right. I kind of, yeah, they work so hard. The dad, the 2 boys, they have so much going on there. It's crazy, because they're doing UTV, they're doing ATV, and they're still got to work on their own stuff.
Yeah, they're doing
Really,
dirt
really
bike. They're
tough.
doing
Did
dirt
you
bike
get to
tires now
watch
too.
any of the Quad Cross of Nations stuff?
I did. I did get to watch a
I
few of
did
the.
not know that.
Yeah,
That's
they're putting blocks in dirt bike tires now. Well, I know they were testing it a couple rounds ago, and Travis was testing them on his dirt bike, and but I do know that they changed tires and they changed tubes and stuff for dirt bike riders as well.
yeah. So they have their full hands full with everything. And you got to watch some of the Quad Cross of Nations. I got to talk to Thomas Brown on the Monday after. He got to watch some of it in between going to work and everything. Really great stuff. I want to get your take on what you saw during the Quad Cross race.
Um, I mean, they put on a show out there, undefeated, and they did what they had to do. I was surprised Bryce overtook Chad in the one race, and you know, it was good racing. It just kind of looked like watching them race back here, and obviously we were all rooting for everybody because they're all on the same team, but um, just kind of it just reminds me of the races that they do out here. It's just them out front just doing their thing and battling to the end.
The one thing I noticed watching the races is how calculated all of the riders were. Not just Joel, not just Bryce, even Chad. They were very calculated in their passing and set it up. And especially in that very first race where they had the bad start, each of those riders, set up each pass and made it stick and made it clean. And I really thought that was showing, the technical superiority no offense to those other guys, they're awesome, they're fast, they do great in their countries, but the American team was just far superior and far more technically adept on a tight technical track, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Very they're flawless. They were flawless all weekend. You know, having those bad starts and then, you know, making their way through the pack and, you know, just clicking people off one by one. You know, I'm sure they were just set on, you know, the long motos and three moto format. Obviously, you know, they all wanted to go out and win every single moto, but you know, consistency is key, especially in race formats like that. And you know, I'm sure they all just kind of put their head down, focused, and did what they had to do, and they all ended up out front.
I think it was outstanding. It's the first year they've been perfect.
Yep, yep. First year they've been perfect, and which is kind of crazy to think about. Ever since we've been going, we're undefeated. But usually there's always one, you know, one mistake or one flaw or one moto that just something happens, and which is obviously they get a drop. But you know, there's always one.
Jacob Stevens, thank you so much, brother. I always appreciate your time. We got one more round, Taft, coming up here shortly. It'll be the last race report for the year. It's been an amazing time and a lot of fun. We've gotten to talk about all of these really fast West Coast riders and had some other great conversations. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time. And I appreciate all you do to help us promote the Worcs Racing Series.
Yeah, no, I'm always here to help, and I'm glad I could be the co-host on the race reports, and you know, it's a pleasure to me to be here talking about it. I enjoy ATV racing just as much as the next guy, so I have just as much fun as everybody else listening, probably.